Hey there everyone, happy Thursday afternoon. I am King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon. The heat, it's still on the way and well, at least today it's very comfortable and we're keeping temperatures generally in the 70s for the afternoon, so get out there and enjoy it. But we are going to go over where that heat is going to be the hottest. We got some alerts out here for the upcoming weekend, a 3-day stretch really. It's going to be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday that you'll have to keep an eye out for some of those extreme temperatures to be in place. We'll go over that, plus we're going to go over what we've been really talking about throughout the entire week, high pressure, how it's going to really drive home the warm-up that we're going to see into that time, how it works, and then eventually how it starts to get out of here and things start to get a bit cooler as we go later on into next week. So let's go ahead and get into it. We have the sunny skies that are out there right now, and we have a beautiful blue sky here in Seattle. A lot of sunshine reflecting off of the stadium there at Lumen Field. Beautiful blue skies, but also some clouds up over the Cascades. We still have a few of those showers and storms that could develop here throughout the afternoon over the Cascades, and it is blocking our view of Mount Rainier, but otherwise a pretty nice day for most of us here across western Washington. And then you can see out closer to the coast we have some cloud coverage kind of here and there, but generally a lot of blue skies that is going to be in place as we go throughout the day. Same can be said farther north across the coast too, maybe a little more of that filtered sunshine with some upper level clouds. And as we go up into the mountains, some snow still up there around Stevens Pass. It's going to be interesting to see how much of this does eventually begin to melt away, but we do expect to see quite a bit of melting happening with the higher temperatures here into the next few days. So you can see nationwide we still have the cooler temps generally here across the western U.S., and that's where you have a lot more of those 60s. Denver right now sitting at 49 degrees. 60s here along the coast, and well, we are still slightly warmer than yesterday at this point, but it's not by much. A degree or two, maybe 3, which puts most of us here at about 2 p.m. hour in the upper 60s or the lower 70s. So highs will be right around the low to mid 70s this afternoon. Then our numbers start to fall back down into the 50s and I think a few 40s by early tomorrow morning, but definitely not quite as many of them as what we had this morning or either yesterday morning. So let's get into high pressure. We've been seeing how that is going to be the driving force for this warm up, and what is happening is we have sinking air with high pressure as opposed to rising air with low pressure. And of course, as you know, heat likes to rise, and how our atmosphere works and how we really warm up is we warm up the ground that is there, and with that we continue to see that build and build throughout the day with the warm up that is around into these parts where we're closer to the surface. But when you have sinking air, of course, that sinking air keeps that heat right there trapped at the surface. So as long as you have more of that sinking air with high pressure, and the stronger the high pressure, the more the sinking air you have, the less the ability for that heat to escape back into outer space. So that's why we really get more of those big time warm-ups when we have a strong area of high pressure during this time of the year to start to build here across the area. So that's what's going on. And so let's go ahead and get back into what we're expecting with high pressure. That moves overhead more so into Friday and definitely for your Saturday and Sunday. And as that continues to be the case, we'll continue to build on the heat throughout those few days for your Friday, Saturday, and your Sunday, and possibly into your Monday too, before it starts to sneak a little farther to the north, and it will be more overhead heading up into British Columbia. Then we'll have an area of low pressure. You can see that kind of develops, and we're talking about a thermal low here, which will help to increase some of the instability in the atmosphere, meaning more cloud coverage and the possibility of a few showers and storms, and that could help to maybe limit some of the heating that we have heading into Monday. But also at the same time too, we're talking about some additional humidity that's going to be in the atmosphere, so it's going to feel probably a little hotter and a bit more sticky. So as far as the records, we're still expecting to see a few days pretty close to some of those numbers, including tomorrow. 79 is the forecast, 81 is the record, 83 is our forecast on Saturday. You can see the record is at 85, and then Sunday and Monday we get pretty close. Monday is the only forecasted high to exceed that daily record, which is at 85, which was set back in the year of 2007. And we did bring that Monday temperature down, due in part because of that thermal low, that area of low pressure that could be more overhead, bringing more of the cloud coverage and the shower and storm chances too at the same time, which could limit some of the heating that we're going to do heading on into Monday. So big picture right now, you can see radar picture showing a lot of shower and storm activity over Montana, less than that right now over parts of Washington State, even less than what we had back on yesterday when things were a bit more widespread in coverage. So high pressure, it's still down there. It's heading its way northward right now. It's just off of the coast of California. It will be making its way overhead as we go on into tomorrow. Now, with that, I did mention we do already have advisories and alerts out. This is actually an excessive heat watch that starts up on Saturday at 2 p.m. will last until 5 p.m. heading on into Monday. What we are expecting will be highs in the mid to upper 80s, possibly even a few lower 90s, especially across southwest interior. That's where we probably see the higher chances of some of those 90s beginning to develop as we go into that Sunday, Monday time frame. We're talking about an area right here from more Mason County, parts of Thurston County, even some parts of, I would say, Pierce County too, especially interior parts, and going around in these groups right here. So that's where you'll see some of the hottest temperatures here throughout that stretch, and especially Saturday or Sunday and Monday will be the hottest days with that too. This will last until Monday, and we don't just see a big drop in temperatures on Tuesday. It's still going to be pretty warm on Tuesday. It's just not going to be quite up to that same level. So you can see on future radar, not a whole lot really happening. Clear skies really throughout the period, keeping things pretty clear throughout the night, tomorrow, and heading on into your Saturday and Sunday too. So plenty of sunshine to help to warm things up quite a bit. But for today, that'll mean it'll be very comfortable and pleasant outside. Lower 70s in Linden, up to 67 in Blaine. We top off at 70 in Mount Vernon. We'll see a high of 75 in Bellevue, around 69 in Linwood, 68 in Everett. So you can see the differences in temperatures there as you go farther north in Everett and Linwood to what you're going to see down here around Seattle, which is at 74. And then more of the low to mid 70s farther south here across parts of South Sound. And looking at the forecast tonight, dropping down into the upper 40s. I think a low 50 or 2 could be possible, but then we really start to crank up the heat heading on into the day tomorrow with a high of 80 up to about 85 on into your Saturday, and then we'll see upper 80s, possibly even getting closer to 90 heading on into a Monday, Tuesday down to 84, and then still keeping more 80s around heading on into next Wednesday, with Monday and Tuesday, again, because of that thermal low that's going to be around, the possibility of a few showers, perhaps a few storms around to cool things down, but also add a little more to that humidity. So it's going to be quite a few warm days ahead. And just to kind of forewarn you, if you're going to be viewing the 4 p.m. show later on tonight, we are going to go over how we're probably going to consider what we're seeing here for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday first alert days. So we'll go over more of the details on that coming up at 4. Make sure to tune in, but everyone have a tremendous Thursday, and we'll talk to you soon.